Well, hello, Taurus. Thank you for joining me as we take a look at 2019 and see what is going on for you. Now, Taurus, as I've been talking in the introduction, I've been talking about the last 7-year cycle that we've been in Aries. So we've had this very unstable ground for you. It's as if your mind is going 100 miles an hour. You haven't been able to settle. You haven't really been able to put your foot on the ground, and that is very unsettling for our Taurus. But you've made it. You've made it. You've made it to this point now. And you can be really proud of yourself that although you've had to deal with some intense emotions, although you've had to work really hard, maybe you've had to move, maybe your car's broken down this last few years, maybe you've been like a gypsy. Guess what? Right now, as we speak, this 7-year transit in Uranus is moving into Taurus for the next 7 years. And it is going to bring us all down to such a beautiful, calm, slow pace. The pace that you are used to. The pace that you long for. Now, Taurus, if you think about your sign, the bull, think about it a minute. The bull's out in the pasture, his own pasture. He don't like to share a pasture with anybody else. He does like to have his harem with him. There's a very strong, stable appearance of the bull. When we look at the bull, we see strength. We see stability. But remember, one thing about the bull that's very special is they can see a fly on the back of their back, take their tail and hit it and knock it out without blinking an eye. Their sensitivity, their intuition, and their insight is like no other. The thing about the bull, if we continue to use that example, is to remember the bull does not like to waste a lot of energy. He likes to make sure he's got food. He likes to make sure those around him have food. They can trust in him. They can lean on him. He likes to make sure that he keeps those that he loves in a safe place. And he's able to see predators coming from a long ways away. So this year, as Uranus moves in to Taurus for the next 7 years, you're going to be leading the way. We're going to be learning from you what stability truly is. When I think of Taurus, I also think of Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs. Why? Because Snow White was the most beautiful of all. And she had this amazing ability that everything she touched turned to beauty. But don't forget, her beauty was very envied by her wicked, evil stepmother. Now, fortunately, the last 7 years, you've been moving out of that type of relationship dynamics. But you now are moving into the time where everything you've ever wanted is going to unfold, can unfold. Of course, it takes your decision making. It takes thinking through all of your decisions, which you're good at doing. Finishing your projects, those things that you have in your life right now, you're at the tail end of. It's so hard. It's just, putting in that last oomph. 2019 is finishing things up. Taurus often is looked at as the sanctuary. When we look at Taurus, we can often see the psychiatrist or the psychotherapist. Often Taurus has a very strong attraction or magnetic ability to bring women to them. Women who have had maybe, long-standing trauma that need a safe haven. So if you find the next 7 years that you are stepping into this position, that you are beginning to become the one, finally, the stable one, that everybody's coming to, you're not running around after everybody else, they're coming to you, then you'll find that you're right where you should be. Taurus often wants the home, the cozy blankets, the cozy, socks, of course, from Nordstrom's, the good things in life. There's nothing wrong with that. You've had to struggle. But guess what? This is your time. This is your 7-year period now where everything you've ever wanted can come true. You got to keep an eye on the predators. You got to keep your eye on the ball. You know, you got to aim for that bullseye. We can use all of those terms. But there's no other sign that can be more focused than the Taurus.